You are listening to the home of Blue Devil Sports. This is Gate City Sports Radio. Sports Radio.
You ready? Let's go. Yeah. For those of you that want to know what we're all about, it's like this, y'all. This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name.
This is head coach Kelly Houston of the Gate City Lady Blue Devils, and you're listening to the home of Blue Devil Sports. This is Gate City Sports Radio.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you may be and however you may be listening to us. Thank you for making us a part of your Tuesday evening. You're listening live to the home of Blue Devil Sports. This is Gate City Sports Radio. I'm Joe Carter along with Chris Starr, and we're coming to you live from a packed house here at Gate City Middle School Gymnasium as our Blue Devils have a tremendously important set of games tonight with Wise Central. The Lady Warriors, they currently sit at 5-1 in the Mountain 7 District, while the Lady Devils are 4-3 and to have any hope to win the conference, they must win tonight. On the boys' side, Gate City boys lead the district at 7-0 as Wise Central sits in second place at 4-2. They find themselves in a situation where they are in a must-win as well. Here on the Premier Pharmacy pregame show, we're going to have an in-depth look at the Gate City Wise Central matchup, talk about the keys to the game, go over the starting lineups, and get you ready for a great night of basketball action. Then, with the girls, after the girls, we got the boys coming up with the James River Advisors pregame show, and again, coverage of their game as well. So, we'll take about a minute break, come back, get you ready for Gate City and Wise Central. You're listening to the home of Blue Devil Sports. This is Gate City Sports Radio.
America's ingenuity in medicine advanced the world. Premier Pharmacy's innovation has changed the profession. At Premier Pharmacy, what we create is personal. For our patients, one size doesn't fit all. So let the grocery stock your food. Let the retail chains print your photos. Let the supercenters sell you shampoo. At Premier Pharmacy, we'll make your medicine. For more information, call 423-245-1022 or visit rxpremier.com.
You are listening to the home of Blue Devil Sports. This is Gate City Sports Radio.
Proudly representing Southwest Virginia in the House of Delegates for the last 24 years, Terry Kilgore continues to strive and work hard for others. Just like our Gate City Blue Devils proudly represents our school, our town, and community. Delegate Kilgore, a proud Gate City alumni himself, wants to thank the residents of the 1st District for their trust and support over the years as he's continued to voice our needs and concerns in Richmond to make our region a tremendous place to live and work. And on behalf of Delegate Kilgore and his family and staff, they say, go Big Blue.
And we're back here live from Gate City Middle School Gymnasium, again as the Lady Devils take on the Lady Warriors from Wise Central. Want to bring in the man, the myth, the legend. He is Chris Demolition Carr. Chris, how are you tonight, buddy?
I am ready to rock and roll. How about you?
Ready to roll again. This is round 2 with Wise Central. Again, last time, a little bit different story. The girls came up on the short end. The boys won big. Of course, we've got some breaking news. We'll talk about the boys here in just a little bit. And get you ready, though. Here we go. Let's start talking about the keys to the game for the girls. First thing, we've talked about this several times, Chris. What's going to be the mentality of the Lady Devils? Several of the girls have admitted to being intimidated by playing Wise Central, but the 2-time defending champions have looked vulnerable this year after the Lady Warriors took a 28-11 halftime lead in their matchup with Gate City. Gate City come back out and outscored Wise Central 30-22 in the second half. The Lady Devils have beaten teams like Science Hill, Union, and Daniel Boone with good offensive precision and good defense. But Chris, which team will show up tonight?
Well, you know, there's something the girls need to realize. You know I love my numbers. Wise Central comes into this game averaging 57 points per game. Gate City is averaging 55 points per game. So they're basically playing straight up with Wise Central if they would just come out and do that.
You know, it's if they'll play the players and not the jersey, that's going to be a different story. So, again, that's a big first key to talk about. I think the next thing you got to think about is Gate City must be ready for the Wise Central defensive pressure. The Lady Warriors have experience, and they have the talent to play several different defensive styles. Gate City committed 16 turnovers in the first half against that December 14th matchup, compared to only 4 after halftime of that game. The Lady Devils cannot make those soft lob passes as we talked about. They've got to handle the ball well, and they've got to be strong inside when they get those rebounds, 2 hands, and be firm, and again, to secure the ball.
Well, I would hope that second half showed them that they can play with them. And after what we saw against Science Hill, these girls can play with anybody if they will just realize that they can do that.
Yep. I believe it was you that said that they could win out if they play with that kind of...
I still stand by that. If they play the way they played like two Saturdays ago, they win this game by 15 points. Yeah, but that's a huge if.
It's a good team. You know, we talk about sometimes shooting being the difference at home. 9 of our 13 players have 3-pointers on the season. We shoot better well here if we can get the looks. It'll be interesting to see. I think the next thing we've got to do, we've got to defend the inside-outside game of Brooke Porter and Dean Spinach. The duo combined for 30 points in that previous meeting, including 5 3-pointers. Spinach is 6'1", and she moves extremely well without the ball, and she is going to be primarily guarded by, again, 6'4" Jaden Fullen. And Porter will be guarded by Thompson or Quillen, forcing others to have to step up for that Wise Central team. I think it's going to be a key for us tonight.
Well, tonight's number is 9.
9.
Let me explain why. Both teams have lost to Abingdon. Wise beat Ridgeview by 9. Gate City lost to Ridgeview by
20.
9. And in their previous meeting, Wise won by 9. So that number keeps coming up, and when you look at this matchup, if Gate City can come out and play, they could easily win this game by 9 or more.
So is that the spread right now, 9?
I'm going to say yes.
9 is the number. So, again, Sesame Street has nothing on you for the number 9.
Just call me Grover.
Oh, made the G-Craft reference. All right, got about 6 minutes left here before the girls, again, start the game. Next thing I think we've got to think about, Gate City needs to win the rebounding and have the advantage inside if they're going to win. Wise Central owned the glass in that previous meeting with 29-22. 8 of those were offensive rebounds. Fullen has done a good job lately, but she was shut down on Saturday, only had 4 rebounds. Again, and the team as a whole only had 10. Once again, they're without Housewright tonight. It's going to take a strong effort by Fullen and the Lady Devils to keep Wise Central off the boards. The longer this game goes, it's close, the more it favors, again, Gate City.
Well, you know, I was wondering something. With Housewright being out, Fullen has been playing a lot. I wonder if she's getting tired because there's not been a sub for her. And I don't know, but the entire team has not been the same team since that Science Hill game, and I have no explanation for it.
Well, and two, you know, we talked about that where everybody was collapsing down on her, again, because she's been the inside scoring attack, and she's getting, talk about double teams and triple teams. You know, and somebody else has got to step up and help her inside. So there's got to be another option, especially on the offensive side. Again, if Gate City wants to do well here tonight. So, you know, we talked about that previous matchup at Wise Central. Of course, as we mentioned, it was a 28-11 halftime lead by Wise Central, but the girls came out, played with renewed energy, and again outplayed them in the second half. They fell by 9, 50-41. Talking about the scoring, Thompson had 15, 6 rebounds, 4 steals. Fullen, she had 12 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 steals. Mara, again, our Farm Bureau Player of the Week from last week, she had 8 points, 3 rebounds. Kay Pendleton had 4 points. And of course, Housewright had some points and rebounds as well, which they'll be short of tonight. So, who's the X factor?
It's going to be really hard to say. Someone needs to step up, and I know we say that a lot, but we're still waiting for that to happen. You know, you were talking about Gate City outscoring Wise in the second half. That's really been the case all season. this has been a second half team. They actually are outscoring on average Wise Central in the second half. So if Gate City can come out with a fast start tonight and maintain that, then hopefully they can take control in the second half as they've done all season.
And again, this is going to be a packed house here, a lot of emotion. Of course, Gate City has taken the first two games tonight, both the boys and JV girls. Again, that was a pretty spirited game that just finished here between the boys. 38-34, Gate City came out to win. So playing, again, here before this packed house, they've only lost, well, they lost twice here so far. Hopefully they can turn that into something that they can build on.
Well, let's hope so. Of course, the one loss they've had was to Ridgeview here, and the other one was an out-of-conference game.
Right.
So, as far as the conference goes, they've just got the one loss here. And I'm really hoping, I think the first quarter is going to be a good indicator of how the game's going to go. If Gate City can come out with a fast start, that will speak well for the rest of the game. If they come out off and fall behind quickly, they're going to have to dig themselves out of that hole.
The longer they play with Wise Central, the better it bodes for Gate City. Talking about the scoring, Wise Central, again, they come in 12-4, 5-1 in conference. In that previous meeting, and Brooke Porter, she had 4 of those 3-pointers. She had 20 points to finish. Again, Dee Spinach, she had 10 points, 9 points by Brittany Mullins, 7 for Olivia Mullins, and then Hannah Carter got a free throw there at the end. So that's kind of the way it broke down. Of course, as we mentioned, pretty good mixture of scoring for Gate City, but again, we're going to need more of that in the first half than the second half like we did the other game.
Absolutely. I don't know who. I'd like to see Mara come out hot. She showed some signs of that the last game. If she can come out and get some quick threes, maybe, that'll be my wish for the game.
All righty. About a minute 45 away from the start. Now, we'll probably have the national anthem, so we're going to take a quick break, come back, go over a couple other things, and then we'll have the national anthem. We'll take a continued break during that. Then we'll be back for the starting lineups and get you ready. A great night of exciting basketball action. Again, we've got breaking news coming down the pike for the boys game. We'll talk about that here in just a few minutes, but again, we're getting ready for the girls. We'll take a quick break. You're listening to the home of Blue Devil Sports. This is Gate City Sports Radio.
Ken Russell's Barbershop wants to wish the Gate City Blue Devils the best for a great season and wants to thank all of the Blue Devil fans, alumni, and students for their patronage over the last 30 years. And to look your best at the next Blue Devil sporting event, stop by and see Ken and Joey on your way to the game. They are located on Lynn Garden Drive in Kingsport next to Collins Auto Center. Proud supporters of local athletics for almost 4 decades, Ken and Joey Russell say, "Go Big Blue!"
You are listening to the home of Blue Devil Sports. This is Gate City Sports Radio.
For exceptional Mexican food and the perfect place to stop in before heading out to watch another Gate City victory, La Carreta Express in Weber City offers a tremendous menu of authentic Mexican cuisine at a great price. La Carreta proudly supports Blue Devil Sports, and they're open 7 days a week, even until 10 p.m. every night except Sunday. So dine in with them today or give them a call at 276-386-7000 for call-in orders. Again, that's 276-386-7000. And they're located next to Weber City Drug on U.S. Highway 23 in Weber City. Every family's goodbye is different. So at Carter Trent Funeral Home, we're dedicated to providing you an exceptional level of personalized service to ensure your arrangements will be as unique as your loved one. From cremations to burials to life celebrations and more, we have the trusted experience to provide options that truly meet your needs. So with any questions you may have, give us a call today at 423-390-8762. Again, Carter Trent Funeral Homes, proudly serving the Tri-Cities for almost 100 years with locations in Kingsport, Church Hill, and Scott County.
You are listening to the home of Blue Devil Sports. This is Gate City Sports Radio.
Broadmoor Senior Living at Johnson City is known for its warm, social feel and great customer service. Because we're a relatively